expressed in this program are those of the show's participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of KXNT or CBS Radio.
And welcome to the Delta Trading Group show. I'm your host, Chad Forster, along with Joseph. And for the next hour, we're going to tell you about an unbelievable opportunity. DeltaTradingGroup.com. And Joseph, how you doing? Great week this week.
Oh, I'm awesome. It was just a business as usual, actually, for us, which is phenomenal pretty much every week.
Talk a little bit about what day trading is and what the opportunity that we're going to be talking about over the next hour. That obviously, Dr. Van Cast, if you haven't heard this show before, you're not aware of day trading. It's kind of what we're going to be talking about. This unbelievable opportunity to really change your life.
You know what? That's really what it is. This show is basically for just about anybody. If you have the desire, number one, to work from home, a lot of people don't know that they can earn just as much money as they're making today working from home just a couple of hours a day. If you are a senior, seniors don't have a whole lot of opportunities out there for job opportunities or investment opportunities. This is something that's very easily done. Our whole program is presented on a very elementary, about a 4th, 5th grade level, very easy, kind of a 1, 2, 3 follow-along program is what we refer it to. This is for somebody who might be shopping for a business, to buy like a business, or typically or traditionally people buy brick-and-mortar businesses. This is something that sidesteps that whole thing, and it doesn't cost but a fraction of what that is. And then if you're a business owner, hey, let's just face it, the economy hasn't been exactly the greatest for several years now, and it's tougher and tougher to do business. This is a business where you can actually supplement your current business. It's only a couple of hours in the morning, and you've got the rest of the day to do what you normally do. But it is a phenomenal opportunity where everyone has the opportunity to work from home. They just don't know it, so they got to see it. And that's what we're offering to everyone listening to the show, is to sit in with us. We work from home. All it requires is something you probably already have at home, which is a computer with an internet feed. Most people have computers.
I would hope so.
And and basically, it's just kind of like like I said, a 1, 2, 3 follow-along program. We invite anybody listening to the show to sit in for free. It doesn't cost a thing. It's absolutely free. And all you do is, if you're interested, you're going to give us a call. And that number, we're going to cover the number a couple times. We're going to get your name and your email address. We're going to send you an email with a live link. Our daily sessions are in the morning. They're from 7 to 9 Pacific time. 8 to 10 Mountain Time, 9 to 11 Central Time, and 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Time, depending on your time zone. And we'll send you a link, and at your appropriate time, right before the session starts, you click on that link, and it'll put you live right in our trading session with Dr. Cast. And you can see, hear, and witness for yourself how easy it is to follow along. You can participate as well by asking questions. You don't have to be silent as a visitor. You can jump right in the group and do your due diligence and ask all the questions you want to ask.
Yeah, again, you're listening to the Delta Trading Group show. I'm Chad Forster along with Joseph, and I encourage you to check out the website, DeltaTradingGroup.com. A lot of great information up there, educational videos, testimonials, charts, all kinds of stuff up there. As a matter of fact, I did that yesterday. I'm new to all this, Joseph. Obviously, you've been doing this for a couple of years. This is your career, and we'll talk a little bit about how it's changed your lifestyle and how it can change other people's lifestyle. But I was just impressed not only with the action and what you actually do, but just Dr. Van Cast's walking you through it. And he's not only just telling you about what you're doing and how to do it, which is very, very simplistic, really. He's taken something very complex and made it very user-friendly, but he's also kind of talking about life lessons and made it fun and entertaining. He's a very good teacher as well.
Yeah, he's absolutely, he's the genius that put this whole thing together. And, his name is Dr. Vance Cast, Ph.D. He's a college professor with a Ph.D. in psychology. And He's also a best-selling book author. He's written several books, and throughout his years and his career, he's kind of coined a phrase, and that phrase is "think in crayon." And what? Yeah, I mean,
I love that.
It sounds very basic, and what it really means in life is to take anything, any process that you have, no matter what it is, and to simplify it into the simplest process it can be. So what he's done here in this business opportunity that gives almost anybody the opportunity to work from home is he's taken a very complex thing, what we do, our trading, and he's put it in a very simplistic format to where just about anybody can follow along. And you can see that for yourself by being a free guest of ours. If you're listening to the show, get a pen and paper or get your smartphone or however way you write down numbers. And, I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview of what we do and a free invitation to see what we do. We want you to hear us on the radio, but don't necessarily believe us until you show up and see it. And what you're going to see is exactly what I say on the radio is no exaggeration whatsoever. The name of the company, again, is Delta Trading Group. You can find us definitely online. It's the DeltaTradingGroup.com, DeltaTradingGroup.com. And what we do is we specialize in setting people up in business for themselves from the comfort of their own home or whatever location they're at, and without actually having to buy a business. It sounds pretty amazing, huh?
It's absolutely amazing. No selling, no inventory, no employees, no debt, and you get to sit in your underwear at home for a couple hours and make money. I mean, how can you beat that?
Yeah, and it's,
you can't beat that. I mean, it's amazing, and as you said, it's a group, so there's interaction going on. What I loved about also outside of just the teaching of Dr. Cast is all the other people that are in the group, there's a chat box. And so they're asking questions and comments and showing results. And I mean, it's really interactive and a lot of fun and a lot of energy. And it was exciting for me. And of course, I don't have any of the software. I was just viewing it, and you can do the same thing. Again, DeltaTradingGroup.com. But I have to tell you, Joseph, I was blown away at how fast the 2 hours went and how much action was going on. It was very, very interesting.
Well, I'm in the Pacific time zone, so it's from 7 to 9. So we're pretty much done at 9, and we're done doing what we got to do while most people are just starting a full day. So yes, it's awesomely an awesome opportunity. It's very simple. We don't want anybody. Don't be intimidated by what we do. The trading, we specialize in taking somebody who knows nothing about trading, and we will take you from scratch and teach you everything in a very short learning curve and have you up and running in a short couple of weeks. And but the first step is to have the desire to make a change in your life. And probably the biggest thing that I talk about is, we follow tradition. We're stuck in tradition. Great-grandpa had a job. Grandpa had a job, your dad had a job, and when you needed money, you went and got a job. I don't even like to say the word, but the bottom line is I refer to this as, in today's world of technology, let me say that beforehand, is I refer to this as the new age of earning an income. You don't need a job. You just need this. And if you could just make the same amount of money you're making today, whether it's enough or not enough, that remains to be seen. But everyone's individual, got different situations. But if you could just take your work shift and trade it in for 2 to 3 hours a day. So let's just face it, the session's 2 hours. Some of the people sign on a little early. The doctor stays over a few minutes pretty much daily. So let's just say it's 3 hours. We know the session's 2 hours, but let's say you're going to put in 3. If you could trade your shift in and just make the same amount of money you're making today, and your shift, you got to include getting up, taking a shower, getting dressed, or whatever you do to go to work, commuting to work, fighting traffic, working with coworkers, finishing your day, commuting all the way home. Because when you're doing what we do, you're already at work when you wake up. So there's no commuting other than to wherever your computer is. And so you count that whole shift. So if you work 8 hours, that shift is really probably about 9.5 or 10 hours. including the commute and coffee and this, that, the other. And I think most people would trade that shift just for the same amount of money for 2 to 3 hours a day. And for their day to end in the morning, they would have the rest of the day. And the follow-up question to that is, what would you do with the 5 or 6 hours you just picked up or more with your day? Obviously, the answer is you're going to do something else productive. You're going to do something you enjoy to do, or things that you've never had time to do in your life, but now you have the time to do it. For me, it's going to the gym. I never was able to go to the gym. Now I'm able to do that. I've got plenty of time.
Or spend time with family, or numerous different things you can do with free time. It's amazing when you wipe out that 8-hour day and make it a 3-hour day, how much more productive you can be in your life, not just professionally, but personally as well. And this is a great opportunity. And again, I encourage you to go to the website, deltatradinggroup.com. Get tons of material up there, all kinds of educational videos, testimonials, all kinds of things for you to check out. Again, deltatradinggroup.com. Joseph, this is just an unbelievable opportunity to not only make money, but to really change your lifestyle. Not just your life, but your lifestyle. And we'll be talking more about that next right here on the Delta Trading Group Show. I'm Chad with Joseph. We'll be back after this. And welcome back to the Delta Trading Group Show. I'm Chad Forster, along with Joseph, or as I like to refer to him, Joey Bags Cash, talking about an unbelievable opportunity. If you're looking to, I don't know, get rid of your JOB, as Joseph likes to call it, this may be the opportunity for you. Of course, you can check out their website, deltatradinggroup.com. And we're back, Joseph, talking a little bit about what you do every day.
Yeah, basically, what we do all as a group is we sign in our computers all at the same time, at the appropriate time in your time zone. And the creator and developer of the program, Dr. Vance Cast, moderates the 2-hour session. And what we do is we monitor and follow his software program, and it tells us exactly what to do and when. And as long as the doctor, he at the same time that it very simply gives us clear-cut signals, which is, it's a ball, and the ball shows up on the screen, and there's 2 colors. There's blue and green. And if you can tell, the doctor likes to say, if you can tell the difference between up and down, tell the difference between blue and green, and count to 3, you can do this. And it really is simplified down to that process. What we do has a 1, 2, 3 process, and then when we get to 3, there's a clear-cut green or blue ball, and it, just in case you can't identify the ball that lights up like a Christmas ornament, Dr. Cast is giving us basically play-by-play commentary. He is telling us what's developing on the screen, and he's walking us through, essentially holding our hand, through every trade, from the warning to the entry to the development of the trade to the finish of the trade. And then when we're done, like you said earlier, there's a chat box, and the doctor's asking everybody for their results, and everybody in the group is able to put their results in the chat box so you can see what everyone else is doing at the same time you're doing it. And everyone's pretty much got the same results, pretty similar results. And like you sat in yesterday, just a phenomenal day. We had one trade, and it was a nice one. And I think everyone was able to be successful in the group on that. But that's it's exactly what we do. It's very, very simple. Anybody pretty much listening to the radio show is able to do this as far as following orders and following the process. The software is very clear cut. There's only a couple of things to observe on the screen, and at the same time, just in case you might not be looking at the screen, the doctor's telling us, so you got your speakers on or your headphones on, however way you listen to your computer, and you're hearing the doctor tell you exactly what to do and when. At the same time, the software describes it in color-coded fashion, and there's only 2 colors, so it's not a lot of colors to decipher. There's blue and green. So it is really easy.
Yeah, and I think someone asked yesterday during the session if you could actually have a sounder, and I believe you can actually add a sounder to it as well if you wanted to, so it would indicate.
Well, the software's got a multitude of capabilities. It's kind of like your smartphone. Your smartphone's got 1,500 functions, but you or I probably only use me. I know for a fact I only use probably 6 or 8 functions.
Me too.
So, but it can do all these things. The software's got the same capabilities. So, like, for example, if somebody was a little colorblind, they could actually change the colors from blue and green to a more acceptable color for their eyes.
But the bottom line, as you said, that Dr. Cass, his philosophy is, to simplify things, and that's what he's done here. He's taken something that's very, very complex, and 20, 30 years ago, you had to be highly skilled and spend a lot of time to figure all this stuff out and trends and all that, and he's wrapped this up into something that, because of Jeff Foxworthy, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? This is really 4th grade level. So you don't even have to be smarter than a 5th grader to be able to do this.
Correct. I mean, it is... I say this confidently, and the doctor didn't need to tell me this, but it's really presented on a 4th grade level. My mom was a teacher for 37 years, so I feel I can measure that well. I think it's equivalent to maybe learning multiplication. You went into the teachers into 4th grade to learn multiplication. The first time you saw it, the teacher put it on the board, and you said, wow, that looks confusing, and then the moral of the story is 2 days later, you're standing in front of the teacher reciting 1 through 12 memorized. And it turned out to be very simplistic. That's what this is. We just have to show you what we do. Maybe somebody who shows up the very first time and they put their eyes on the software, they're going to look at it and their first reaction is going to be maybe a little confusion. But what you got to realize is that it is very simplistic. You're only looking at about 3 or 4 things. And they're just little indicators, little indicator things. But the main thing is the ball that comes in. And there's no action unless a ball comes in. And there's 2 colors, blue and green, and we act on those in most cases. And we're also, again, the doctor's holding our hand and staring us right through it verbally.
Absolutely. Yesterday was my first session. I've never seen the software before. I've never seen this action before. I've understood what day trading was, but I never really got into it. And I picked up on it right away. And as you said, he does really walk you through it. Dr. Cass walks you through. He actually said, okay, we're going to go in on this trade, and he told you exactly when to get out, and in between was explaining how things were working. And it's just, it's really an educational opportunity, as on top of the fact that it's obviously an opportunity to make money, an opportunity to change your career, opportunity to change your life. And you can do that real easy. 0 financial commitment to just sit in on a session and check it out and see if it's right for you, because maybe it's not. But I'll guarantee you that you're going to at least learn something from it. And, of course, you can check out the website, deltatradinggroup.com.
Yeah, this is a profit-orientated online business, and we've got an open invitation to anybody hearing the radio show to, for free, sit in with us. You can see a very intriguing way, a very simplistic and easy way to generate an income, a very good income, even leading up to a lucrative income. We've got some people that trade on a larger level in the group, but most of the people, 90% of the group, are average folks, and they're generating a full-time income and replaced their job with doing this for a few hours in the morning. And you can witness it for free. You can give us a call. You start out by dialing that number. This is the only way to make a change in your life, is to do something different. You can sit in as soon as Monday, the next sessions. You can sit in with us 2 or 3 times to see, hear, and witness. You can ask all the questions you want to do. You want to ask about our program, about Dr. Cass, about our software, so that you can do your due diligence properly and come to your own logical conclusion on whether this program works for you or not. I can tell you just from my experience and my time of doing this that pretty much about 99 out of 100 people that show up find this very intriguing and interesting and would love to do it. Now, I have to say this isn't a free program. Trading requires money. You're required to open up a brokerage account. That brokerage account is $3,000. A lot of people think when you trade you need $20,000, $30,000, And frankly, there's other groups that are asking for that kind of money. You don't need anywhere near that. A brokerage account in our system is only $3,000, but that'll get you started and get you learning what we do.
That's the great thing about Dr. Cast as well, because not only is he the founder and the guy that came up with the software that can get you a business and change your life forever, but he's also the guy that's going to mentor you through this as well. And what I love about this is you start off in the simulator and you start off with zero risk until you can build a track record of your own, and then you start off with one trade, right? You're not trading multiple trades. You're starting off small and building your way. So it's not instant gratification. It takes a little bit of time, but relatively quickly you're up and running.
Well, it really is kind of instant gratification, because in that learning process, of course, you just said there's no risk. You're able to practice in what we call demo mode, and it's basically trading with monopoly money until you're completely comfortable. And most people that come in the group are comfortable within 2 weeks. Let's say 2 to 4 weeks. It's very simple. There is, more. What we do is very simple. We actually do one single trade. It's just one trade, and we do it over and over and over, and it's done in both directions. So here's the beauty of what we trade. In particular, even this last week where the market was moving down, and if you were to listen to the news, you would have think there was something horrific going on. It doesn't matter. The particular product that we trade, we trade something called the E-mini on the S&P 500. It's traded in both directions, so we don't care where the market starts, where it ends up each day. It doesn't matter if it goes up or goes down like it did this last week, and a lot of people are panicking. We're all smiles. We're making money. We had an exceptional week. We just finished up this week. We pretty much have an exceptional week every week, which I refer to it as business as usual. But the first step for someone looking at this program or listening to the radio show is to get your eyes on it and be a free guest. Dr. Cast and myself, we're inviting anyone who's listening to the show to sit in for free. You can sit in 2 or 3 sessions. You can participate and ask all the questions you want. Dr. Cast answers those questions himself in session, in between trading. And in between trading, he's educating us. And like you said, not only is he a best-selling book author, he is a full-fledged college professor, and he loves to teach. And that's why he does this. This is his passion, is to teach. And not only does he get to teach, he gets to teach the program that he gave birth to, and he's developed over 26 years of research. And he's gotten some experts to consult with him. One of the caveats of Dr. Cass is that one of his next-door neighbors is one of the foremost trading gurus in the country. And these guys have been neighbors for years and years, and he's consulted on the development of this whole program and software. So, folks, that's what, if you want to see this firsthand, it's free. And if you want to work from home, if you desire to free up your life, add a bunch of hours to your day, and convert your job into working 2 hours a day, this is the program, and anybody can do it. But you've got to pick up the phone to check it out. We've got people answering the phones today to take your appointment. You can sit in with us.
Join me on Monday, because that'll be my second session. I'll be joining again on Monday to check this out. Again, of course, you can check out the website, deltatradinggroup.com. This is the Delta Trading Group Show. I'm Chad Forster, along with Joseph, and we'll be back after this. And welcome back to the Delta Trading Group Show. Along with Joseph, I'm Chad Forster. Again, get in on this great opportunity. And back with Joseph. Joseph, when I first met you, I was talking about the financial markets and stuff, and I was like, man, things are getting kind of rocky and this and up and down like that. And you're like, that doesn't really affect me. I don't pay attention to that. And that's kind of the great thing about being a day trader.
Yeah, it really is. I said early on in the show, don't be intimidated by the financial the financial section of the news. Don't be intimidated about getting involved. This is very simplistic. The doctor's broken it down to a very simple process. You don't need to know anything. I don't even watch the news, nor do I even care. Of course, you couldn't help but see all the news with all the things going on, Ebola and all that stuff. But there was frantic news throughout the week. The market was dropping. The Dow was down 300 plus points and so forth. We don't care about any of that stuff. The product we trade is within the S&P 500. It's called an E-mini future. And what's nice about trading E-minis is they're traded in both directions. So if the market's going up, or in this case going down all this week, we get to capitalize on any market conditions. And so we don't, to be honest with you, we don't even watch the news, nor do we even care about much that's going on. The fact is that all these experts that come on TV, no one knows when the market's going to go up or when it's going to go down. But we do know one thing for sure. It is going to go up and it is going to go down. And that's what our simple software program that Dr. Cass created and put in place for us tells us exactly what to do. So we don't have to tune into anything. We don't have to do any research prior to coming to the session. You know, a lot of people that trade have to do hours and hours of research, especially stocks, Forex, and all these other things. There's a reason Dr. Cass zeroed in on E-minis, and it's because it doesn't matter what the market conditions are. It doesn't matter what's going on anywhere in the news or in the world. We get to capitalize on all situations, and that's what makes our program phenomenal. So if you want to see what we do firsthand, it's free. But you got to pick up the phone and make an appointment. And we make an appointment, and all we do is we send you an email, something that you check every day already. We're going to send you an email, and at the appropriate time in your area. Our sessions are Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 Pacific Time, 8 to 10 Mountain Time, 9 to 11 Central Time, and 10 a.m. to noon on the East Coast. And you click on that live link in your email at the appropriate time in your time zone, and you sit back and join in. Turn your speakers on, get a cup of coffee. You can participate in the session with us. You don't have to be silent as a visitor. You can ask all the questions you want. And the man himself, the genius that put this whole program, if I can frankly just say that.
Yeah, he's a genius. There's no doubt about it.
He answers those questions directly. And then you can come to your own conclusion on if this is a program that's pretty much for you or not for you. You know, sometimes people ask the question, you know, if we're doing so well and successful, how could somebody fail at this? And here's the answer: if you're unable to follow directions, you know, again, we kind of giggle about it, but the fact is somebody could fail if they didn't follow rules and follow the directions that are given. And those directions are given in two ways. They're given visually on the software, and it's clear as day. And again, it lights up like a Christmas tree. You can't miss the signals. And in case you're not looking at the screen, Dr. Cass is verbally giving play-by-play commentary on what's happening and what we are doing throughout the whole entire session. So it's very simplistic. It's very easy. We generate incomes anywhere from $400 to $4,000 a day. Yes, I said a day. If you desire to be in that income bracket, if you're looking for something to do from home, if you're a business owner already and you're you want to supplement your income, this is nice and early in the morning, you're able to do it. If you're a senior, seniors don't have a whole lot of opportunities out there. And let's face it, there's no investments out there where you can put your pension and your saved up money and reinvest your money. There's no attractive programs out there. This is an awesome opportunity for anyone. I didn't even mention it, but the people in our group are from age 26 to 87 years old. So I know the oldest guy in the group. He's a very nice guy. He lives right here, 10 or 12 miles from me. His name's John. He's doing great. He's been with me personally for a couple of years, and I haven't spoke with him for a couple of weeks, but the last time I did, he's doing awesome. He even takes it on the road with him when he travels. He takes his laptop with him. You can do this from any computer or laptop anywhere in the world where there's the internet. Somebody asked me, the other day. They were going to go on vacation overseas. You just have to find out what time it is there, 7 a.m. Pacific time, whatever time zone it is over there, and dial in on the internet at the same time, and you're in the group.
That's why it's such a great opportunity, because, if you've thought about, you live in a city, let's say, and you've always wanted to move to the country, but there's no job opportunities or whatever, or vice versa, here's an opportunity to be able to generate your own income and pretty much live wherever you want. I mean, honestly, you can live wherever you want as long as you have a computer and an internet connection. And again, I encourage you to check out the free session. No commitment. Again, I will be in on the session on Monday, my second session. I was extremely impressed on my first session. And one thing that I can tell you is that the chats within the room, it was refreshing because, most of the day I'm dealing with news on my other job. And a lot of the news with Ebola and all the other stuff that's going on, job losses and all that stuff, it's kind of depressing. And everybody in this Delta Trading Group, they were in a great mood, having a great time, making money, and you can do the same. Joseph, how long have you been actively trading?
I've been actively trading for about 3 years, and frankly, I started out in a different program, and that program started out decently, and then it took a dive, and it didn't perform over a period of time. So what that prompted me to do was shop around, and I actually met the doctor in that other group. He was visiting, kind of like a shopping the competitor type thing. And I was able to get his contact information. So later on, when I started shopping around, I actually shopped about 20 to 25 different programs over a 6-month period of time. And every time I called Dr. Cast, he was friendly. He never pushed his program at me. He answered all my questions. And what it came down to was common sense. When I looked at those other programs, they were all telling me the same thing. They're using, they call them different things. The software, they have different names for them. Ergotics, stochastics, MACD, and a few other fancy names. But they all do the same thing. And this program it's completely the opposite of what those programs do. And if anybody ever researches day traders, most people that try it are not educated enough about the industry. They just jump in too fast, or what have you, or they don't have the right tool or the right avenue. And our software and our group format is the right tool and the right avenue. And Dr. Cast, the doctor talked about it a little bit yesterday. Is the other groups expect you to be educated when you show up. They expect you to already know the basic functions of day trading. We will take somebody who basically heard the word day trading on this radio show, maybe never have had any exposure to it, and we will teach you from scratch. And it's just a very short learning curve to where you're, just learning about it in the beginning, and 2 weeks later, you're actually able to go live. And
with that said, but this shows you just how impressive this software is. We have newbies like me that's never done this before watching this and picking up on it, and guys that coming day traders have never done it before. 2 people that have been in the industry for 30 years, and they're still members of this group, correct? I mean, you still have a lot of advanced traders in this.
Oh yeah,
in your group.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I didn't actually bring that up to people that actually day trade. If you're listening to the radio show and you're not experiencing the profits or the income that you set out to make while you're day trading, or if you're losing, which is a common theme, you're going to want to check this program out. The experienced people in this program, what they like about it is the simplicity. And that's really what it boils down to. Dr. Cast, again, absolute genius for putting this format together. And the way that he educates people, when you check out our website, it's www.deltatradinggroup.com. You can read about it, and it says right in there, we will teach you how to day trade properly. And there's a lot of these other programs out there, and they brag about how many points they get. Day trading success is not about points. They charge lots of money. They won't even let you visit and see what they do. They just brag about how many points they generate or how much money they're making. And they say if you want to visit for a week, it'll cost you $500. You can visit with us for free. You can ask all the questions you want to ask, complete your due diligence, and then make your decision on whether this will work for you or not. But the number one feedback in our group from hundreds of members is not, I love the software, even though the software is phenomenal. It's, I love the doctor. We love the doctor and his teachings and his education that he provides. At the end of every session, you mentioned the chat box, and you can see everybody talking. You can see that the last 15, 20, 25 entries is, I learned a lot today. Thank you, Doc. That type of thing, those type of comments at the end. I'll be back tomorrow to learn more.
Yeah, and it's not just, lessons about day trading, but it's about life lessons as well, and he's got a great sense of humor, and I learned all kinds of things and was entertained yesterday for 2 hours. And again, you can do the same thing for free, no commitment. This is the Delta Trading Group Show. I'm Chad Forster along with Joseph, and we'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Delta Trading Group Show. Chad Forster along with Joseph, and a great opportunity for you out there listening. Check out all the information that's pertinent to day trading and this group, deltatradinggroup.com, deltatradinggroup.com. And we're back, Joseph. Let's just talk a little bit about something that I picked up yesterday that I thought was great. One of the keys, I think, to the success of the Delta Trading Group, and that is obviously Dr. Vance Cass, but he talked a little bit about mitigating risk, and really, the people that belong to the group, if they're successful, he's successful. So he has interest in you being successful.
Well, that, again, we talked about the doctor's passion of teaching, and he takes a personal interest in everybody's success that joins the group, and there's hundreds of people in the group. So he even says in a session, he gives out his phone number, and it goes directly to his cell phone. Anybody that joins the group can call him. Like, listen, a lot of groups, the guy that wrote the software is nowhere to be seen. He's hired someone else to call out trades, and that's exactly what they do, is they just call out trades. And if there's no trade for, let's say, 30 or 40 minutes, there's nothing but silence in the air until something approaches. And as you witnessed yourself, there's very few moments of silence at all. The doctor's going and teaching and giving us lessons, and you can hear the passion and the care in his voice as he's talking to everybody. And like I said, the number one feedback in the group is not, oh, we love the software. It's, we love the doctor. Even though they do love the software, the signals are phenomenal. As long as you're following the rules, they're great. But they say they love the doctor, and he makes it fun, and he really cares about everybody that joins the group. So when you do come in the group, you're going to get an over-the-top, what I would call customer service, I guess is that the topic you would call it?
Yeah.
Is, anytime you would need some assistance, you're able to call the man himself up and talk with him and get some personal coaching, or just get his, ask him questions or what have you. You're also able to call myself and other support people in the company. But when you dial the phone, you know exactly who's going to answer. It's not going to be an operator answering the 800 number. It's going to be, who's going to answer, the doctor.
And Joseph, you're participating every day in these sessions as well, right? I mean, you guys are trading as you're teaching. It's one of these things. It's pretty remarkable to witness.
Yeah, that's we're all following along, and the doctor himself, he is trading live right in front of everyone. He even puts his we use a simple software program to conduct trades. It's called a trade ladder. He puts it right on the screen so you can see it. So there's no mystique about what's going on. He demonstrates it for your own eyeballs to see, and he describes it verbally. So that's what I'm saying, is this is an awesome opportunity for someone to, most people don't think that it's possible to make a full-time income in just a few hours. But this is, again, as you and I were talking about in the break, this falls under the category of, this program sounds too good to be true. And most people are, let's just say, like myself, I'll even categorize myself as old school. So we were taught, if it sounds too good to be true,
it's not.
It probably is too good to be true. So this is the exception to the rule, and we don't want you to necessarily believe what you're hearing on the radio show. We just want you to hear the radio show, write down the number, make an appointment to be a free guest. This is not going to cost you anything, so that when you do show up, what you're going to witness is exactly what's been described in this radio show. Nothing more. There's no exaggeration. If anything, we downplay a little bit, and you're going to see hear and witness for yourself. You'll be able to question Dr. Cast in session. He answers your questions. You can do all your own due diligence to check out things to see if this is a program that would work for you. But I'm telling you, this is an easy as 1, 2, 3 program. Like I said earlier, the doctor says if you can tell the difference between blue and green, up and down, and you can count to 3, you can do this. I've tried to run down just about everybody I've met in life other than an infant, and I can't eliminate anybody off the list. They all know how to do those 3 things. So you can do this. Don't be intimidated by trading. This is really presented on about a 4th grade level. You're going to see that when you show up and you get a couple of your questions answered. You're going to clearly understand, and you'll see that I'm right, that this is that easy.
That's part of the brilliance of it, though, is you take something fairly complex and you make it simple that just about anybody can follow along, and you can do the same. Again, if it sounds too good to be true to make $400 to $4,000 a day working 2 or 3 hours a day, I mean, it sounded too good to be true for me as well, and that's why I joined one of the sessions yesterday and checked it out, and you can do the same. It's free, no commitment, and literally, Joseph, you work 2-3 hours a day and you're done. Yeah, pretty amazing.
Exactly, and again, too good to be true, but it sounds too good to be true, but it is true. And when you show up, that's what you're going to find out. Let's face it, folks. You've probably wondered whether making money online on the computer is even possible. We've all been in the same situation where we're on the internet and we're searching for the next big deal to get involved in and become rich overnight. Well, I don't know about the becoming rich part overnight. I don't know if that even exists unless you hit the lottery. But if you want to learn a simple as 1, 2, 3 system that the Delta Trading Group has been doing for years to generate comfortable and even lucrative incomes from the comfort of your own home, check us out for free. All you got to do is call that number. Just think about it for a minute. By spending just a couple of hours a day, you can generate a full-time income. You can make more in one day than most people are making in a week. We're looking for people that want to change their life. This is a life-changing opportunity. Not only will it change your outlook on life, it'll probably change your financial outlook in life.
Yeah, and it just affords you all of these different opportunities. Like we mentioned, maybe you live in a city that you're tied to your job. Well, you can move anywhere and do this. All you have to really have is a computer and an internet connection, and you're ready to go. You can join as soon as Monday. I'm going to be in on that session on Monday. I'm looking forward to it. I learned a lot on Friday, and you can do the same.
Yeah, you can absolutely. You can pick out, if you're not available Monday, you can pick any couple of days. Monday through Friday. Those sessions are from 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific, 8 to 10 Mountain Time, 9 to 11 Central Time, and 10 a.m. to noon, depending on the time zone you live in. Give us a call. Pick up that phone. The only way to make a change in your life is to dial that number. And
in the interim, you can go to deltatradinggroup.com, and as Joseph says, do your due diligence. Find out more about the Delta Trading Group. Again, deltatradinggroup.com. And you've been listening to the Delta Trading Group Show. I am Chad Forster, along with Joseph. We'll talk to you next week.